Namaste, everyone. Back again today with Siva. It's known as Ledkayev, as his true name. And today we're going to talk about the third eye. All right, we're going to talk about the good and the bad of it. We're going to talk about how we did it in the same way that we teach it is how you can do it. All right, so this is important. So as we do this video, we're going to give a disclaimer saying if you don't want your life to change for the better, don't do this. If you like eating out on a regular basis at a fast food restaurant, don't do this. If you like watching reality television, do not do this. If you like not paying attention to anything in life except for what you like to do, as far as ego goes, do not do this. This isn't for everyone. All right? Enlightenment isn't for everyone, unfortunately, as much as we would like for people to become enlightened. But even enlightenment isn't for everyone. A lot of people just like to sleep. There's people that go on their whole lives without meditating at all and just sleeping every day. And I wonder why you have a lot of problems in your life. And a lot of times, sometimes you don't have problems if you get adequate enough rest and you exercise and you properly diet. That's kind of common sense. I mean, you don't want to waste away as a lump on a log playing World of Warcraft now, do you? So anyways, and if you like playing World of Warcraft on a regular basis, please don't do this. So, but if you're trying to find out things about your life, if you're trying to take a step forward and improving your subconscious and your consciousness, if you're trying to have an expansion of consciousness, then this is the way. If you want to live better, eat better, perceive reality a lot differently than other people, have a little ease and stress like taken from your life, then you can do this. If you like communicating to spirits like we do, you can do this. It's not hard. Anybody can decalcify their pineal gland. Anybody can have an awakening of the third eye. All right, so the third eye. Oh boy. Everybody's got a video on YouTube about it. And this is actual truth because it happened to me. It happened during my 21-day period last year of between March 1st and the 21st, 2015. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was just doing this crazy style of transcendental meditation that Shiva told me in my head. As the voice that I teach people how to communicate with their higher divine consciousness. And it was simple. I had a phobia of the darkness. Since I was a little kid, I got trapped into a basement, looked like something off a Blair Witch Project, and I just was never the same after that. Playing hide and seek with your cousin with this will happen. And how I got stuck down there in the basement by her, we're not going to get into this. But I had an extreme phobia of the darkness. So one day I decided to challenge it. I was experiencing a lot more black orbs than normal, a lot more shadow entities, especially late at night around 3 in the morning. I used to just play Call of Duty and experience all kind of black orbs around my TV, zooming past my peripheral vision, and they were getting more and more abundant. And then I started becoming more and more angry. I used to be a pizza delivery guy, and I had extreme road rage. Well, decalcifying your third eye will kind of take that away. So anyways, I challenged my phobia. The voice in my head told me to go upstairs and blindfold myself and keep my eyes open. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go blindfold myself. As a possessed puppet as I was by Shiva, I just listened to this voice and went with it. And went upstairs, light on my back, played some piano sleep music, blindfolded myself, and I'm just laid there. And I heard his voice again saying, "Whatever, void all light from your field of vision." So I'm hearing this distinct voice in my head that is plain as day audio. And I'm like, okay, I'm tucking the blindfold from my eye socket so I can't see no light. So listen up, guys, as I'm teaching this, as I'm telling you my story. So I blindfolded myself. I kept my eyes open. And I kept staring into the blindfold. Well, about 15 minutes, 18 minutes later, something happened. I started seeing black clouds within blackness. So I'm like, why am I seeing black clouds? Maybe my brain is doing a trick. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. I don't know. And then out of the black clouds came what at that time I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about Hinduism or Buddhism. I didn't know what a mandala was. I didn't know what this stuff was. At that time I just called it a celestial gear. I was none the wiser. And I saw this lotus flower rotating in neon stencil like artwork, perfectly designed. And I can't imagine no shit like this. And it was just rotating. Um, and then about 30 seconds later, as I kept staring at this image, which was no bigger than maybe about big as a quarter, a little bit about silver dollar. So I'm looking at this rotating neon purple indigo color looking flower, and it started crystallining in a crystal type of light as it was rotating exactly to the piano chords. So I had this piano music, playing in the background to calm me down from my phobia of the darkness, trying to defeat it. And the flower was rotating on beat to the piano, to the metronome. So I couldn't believe it. And I'm a musician, and I know when something's synced with something as far as piano chords are playing. So I'm looking at this flowery looking lotus flower mandala, and I'm like, that's freaking cool. That's freaking awesome. I didn't know I became enlightened that night. It went deeper. Started tunneling. Started seeing flashy effects of what I didn't know back then, but what I know now is prana. So I'm looking at all this prana type energy, white wispy smoke going all over the place, tunneling. And I took the blindfold off around 40 minutes into this style of whatever the hell I was doing. I didn't know I was transcendentally meditating. I didn't know I was meditating at all. So I take the blindfold off and I'm like, okay, what happened? Now nothing changed. I woke up the next day after that night's experience and just researched it. Like, what happened to me? What's going on? And found out I decalcified my pineal gland. I had a transcendental meditation exercise. I didn't know this. So I'm like, cool. My dumb ass, kind of wish I didn't do this. My dumb ass go upstairs and do the same thing the next day. I'm like, I'm going to repeat this. Same steps, same music, same blindfold, repeated it. 15 to 18, 20 minutes later, I started seeing more mandalas, started seeing more rotating geometry, flowers, and more different intricate design. More designs that I can't even imagine. So I'm like, oh, shit, the same thing's happening again. So throughout 20-some odd days, I do this shit for 45 minutes twice a day. I started getting off on it, man, because I've seen so many movies, watched so much anime, seen so many video games, watched so many horror movies, and I never seen nothing like this in my meditations. I would just say I'm going to go watch my celestial screensaver. I would just laugh with my wife about it, like, hey, I'm going to go watch my celestial screensavers. And that's what it is. It's what it's like. So then I started seeing demons, faces. I started seeing these 3 demons. I didn't care. I seen everything that I could possibly see. I mean, beat all the Silent Hill games. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I'm like, well, what's past that? I would see faces of demons and just okay, whatever. Then I would see evil eyes. I didn't know there were evil eyes at the time. I thought they were just hanging beautiful talismans. I didn't know they were the evil eyes, and I didn't know evil eyes was a bad thing too. So we got to preach about the evil eye on other videos, how society has been misconcepted about how evil eyes is a good thing. So anyways, if I'm seeing evil eyes and demons, something's going on, because I don't have an evil eye in my house, nor am I supposed to ever have them around on my possession or anywhere near me. There's a big thing about evil eyes that Siva knows that he does not want anybody to have. So anyways, so I'm seeing eyes, jeweled crowns of Hindu gods, faces. I've seen so much in my meditations, and I didn't know I was opening to my third eye. I didn't even know any of this stuff. So, and that's how I did it. And then it led up to having a Brahman experience. 21 days later, I detached from this mortal coil and went home. I went to the core, the center of the universe. Is, as we clarified on other videos, this is not source consciousness. This is Yad Mugmi and Adi Shakti, light and dark energy merged as one. So in future videos to come, I got to explain about Adi Shakti, and then I got to explain about Yad Mugmi as a dualistic God perspective, as one God. So anyways, that's how I opened up my third eye. I pretty much took away my field of vision from everything that I'm used to taking in visually every day, and then basically blindfolding myself, fooling the system. Basically, I was tricking the field into thinking that I was dead. Basically, I got so deep into this practice that I knew I was emulating death, and that's what Siva pretty much rotates this about. It's pretty much emulating death without dying consciously or detaching, where you're still grounded. So, guys, opening up your third eye will open up your world to infinite possibility. And then you become enlightened under this understanding. Eventually, to attain enlightenment is a difficult task. It's not easy. So, but we teach it very well. We teach how people to become enlightened within 21 days. And it's not that hard. It's all about starving yourself, being exhausted, and still staying focused in meditation. So after that, my whole world went upside down. I started changing my, and this is all a subconscious thing. I would wake up and would no longer desire to eat beef. My F-bombs and M-bombs started to like wean down. I started not thinking malice thoughts about people or against others anymore. I'm not saying that I don't get frustrated dealing with consciousness. We all do, especially if we watch the news or deal with something that's shady of that degree towards you or happen to see towards happening to others. So my world changed, and yours will too. But here's the question, guys. It's like, what do you want to sacrifice for this? Because if you open up your third eye, it's gonna come with sacrifices. So your higher divine consciousness connects with you a lot more in a vibrational perspective. So you cannot do this technique and expect something to like go back to normal. Once you open up your third eye, guys, normality, nothing's normal anymore. It's either you take it in stride how it is and accept it, that you're going to have more audio in your life that comes from nothingness. You're going to have people staring at you for no apparent reason, and not because you're attractive either, because you're doing something that they don't want you to do, and that's to become human. So opening up your third eye gets you closer to being your original self. If you have a third eye closed all the time, you're just being a slave. You're being sheep. You're being controlled. And some people like to be controlled. That's fine. But third eye is liberation. Decalcifying your pineal gland is liberation. It's being able to get closer to the truth. So even in your meditations or even in your sleep state to where you're transpositioning in dreams, you're going to experience a lot more. And then you're going to wake up or come out of your meditation and everything is going to change. So guys, I've stated this before, if you like consorting with men and women all the time, well, this will kind of take that away. You'll see and perceive reality totally different. Life will become more of a DMT trip than anything. And you'll start accepting things for how they truly are, and basically it's a good thing. You kind of like stop stressing out about shit anymore. You start living better, you start eating better, you start talking better, you start communicating better, you start having more knowledge pouring in. If you decide to use a pendulum, this is the best way to go to start communicating with your higher divine consciousness. The dangers of this is that you're going to leave yourself open. All right. So if you, guys, when you get closer to the truth in a place that's always against you, and you start to decalcify and start opening up your third eye, demons don't like that shit. They hate it. And they'll start doing things in your reality because now you're awakened. They'll start slowing you down in your process of spirituality, because usually every time when somebody has a third eye open, it always leads to spirituality of truth and oneness with the divine. And as what you guys are, slates inside of this place, you're not supposed to do anything but consume, consort, keep breeding, keep living a lie, living a delusion, living an idolization of men through understanding of sports or anything of that type of nature, as if it's not like something that the divine likes, like the Olympics, where you actually have to work hard and not get paid for it and find sponsors. So you leave yourself open, and demons start to come into your life a little bit more because they don't want you to keep waking up. They want you to fall back asleep again. They want that third eye to close. So they'll start manipulating your environment, like cutting on and off devices, or increased volume on devices as far as radios and TVs goes. They'll start shutting shit off. They'll start knocking things off your refrigerator. You'll meditate, and you'll let's say you hear something that you should always meditate to that pisses them off, with a blindfold with your eyes open, play some Tibetan chants. Oh my goodness. Get in a bathtub full of Himalayan salt water and just see if some demon doesn't knock on your tub like one has done to us, because they're trying to scare me out of my blindfold, and then listening to Tibetan chants, which they cannot possibly, they hate it. They hate Tibetan chant music or anything involved with the horns or symbols or mantra or sutras. So you got to start defending yourself when you open up your third eye. And I'm serious, dude. Like, stone placements around your bed, they'll mess with you while you're transpositioning. Stone placements at your window sills, salts, kosher salts, Himalayan salts on your window sills, your doorways, archways, oils. You're going to have to start burning sage on a regular basis. You're going to have to start praying more. You're going to have to start living divine. When you open up your third eye, you're going to a divine perspective. And you're not supposed to do that here because of what this place is. So when you open up your third eye, again, shit will start to like kind of change in your life. Get involved with more spiritual based, like ritualistic understanding, like playing your music differently. So if you used to listen to NWA or Brother Lich Hung or any of these guys of this man, or you open up your third eye and you start playing Slayer, well, that's just going to usher in a lot more evil around you. And then you have a third eye, you're like a beacon in this place of blackness. And once that third eye is open, you become your true original divine self, which everybody argues about this, about becoming a god, or you can become a living god in here. Well, you can. And opening up your third eye helps you become more of a living god. Where as Lakshar Kim, we have a frontal third eye and an inner. So if you think about two pineal glands, we all have them. One externally and one internally, where all you guys has got one internally but projects externally here. And demons see that. So, you know, when you open up your third eye, you'll just have females or males just pop into your life and just start wanting to consort with you to try to take you off a path of righteousness. Or you'll have shit just fall in your lap, like large amounts of money to keep you off the path of sacrifice. Because when you do this, you have to sacrifice. Everything in here is a sacrificial ritual. Everything here is sacrificial. You have to, not saying sacrifice virgins or kids, none of that degree. I'm talking about something in your life, like jobs you used to do, like you open up your third eye, you open up your pineal gland, dude. You're not going to keep working at McDonald's flipping burgers. Something's going to change. Okay? You're not Mexicans. I'm not trying to throw them out, but everywhere McDonald's I go, it's getting more and more abundantly present of them. So you're not Mexicans. You're not going to uncontrollably destroy and feed my understanding to a bunch of people that are eating themselves. So when you open up your third eye, you're not going to want to really eat beef a lot. It's just part of it. It comes with the territory. You open up your third eye, you're not going to imbibe in a lot of alcohol or things that used to, make you incoherent. You start wanting to become more truthful. You'll start rejecting TV. And I mean this seriously. Like, I don't watch TV. It's hard for me to watch TV. I watch more movies or stuff that I want in my nature. Educational shows about history in the past. Um, you'll stay away from stuff that isn't right for you. We'll guide you in that manner when you decalcify your pineal gland. So, anyways, again, the good thing is that you change your life for the better subconsciously. It's like you become the backseat driver, more like the front seat driver. You become more of a passenger in your life for the divine. Where if you don't open up your third eye, then you're just driving. You're driving angry. You're driving crazy. You're driving maniac, and you're just driving your life into downward spiraling or upward spiraling, however you decide to do this. Now, again, opening up your third eye isn't for everybody. There's people that can go through this life perfectly fine without decalcifying their pineal gland. Trust me. I have a grandmother. She old school, and all she needed was to pray and to have faith in God. And she doesn't need to decalcify her third eye. There's some people that don't need to do it. There's teachers within themselves subconsciously that teach people how to live right and correctly without even a one link or one day of meditation. So, and that's a good thing, to struggle in this place that's always against you without meditating not one day in your life and still get through this mess and then become ascended out of here. So meditation leads to decalcification of your third eye. If you don't believe in meditation, then you don't believe in advancing or evolving. If you like staying in the same place that you like to stay in all your life, staying in the same comfortability, start staying in the same church, staying in the same denomination, the same shit every day. If you like the same repetitive shit every day, please don't do this. Okay? I'm a man of change. I like change in my life. I don't like the same thing, but I still like to stay routine. I kind of like things not to change. Like if I wanted something not to change in this reality, it'd be the 90s or the 80s, because pizza was better in the 80s. But it's about change. And opening up your third eye changes you, your perspective, and your life. And it's a good thing. But it's how you're being able to handle it, because now you're going to become a lot more clairvoyant. You're going to be clairsentient. You're going to be clairaudient. You're going to perceive and hear shit and see shit in reality that you have never seen before, in and out of your space. So if you don't want to witness the truth of reality and knowing of demons' existences, please do not do this. If you like portraying a fairy tale version of heaven, which is just only halos and just feathery angels, you can forget it. It's much more than that, with light beings and angels in heaven. Boy, these guys are all different shapes and creations of the Lord's primordial understanding. So this whole heaven and hell concept, if you just like the heaven that they only tell you about, then that's fine. Don't do this. When there's more heavens than you guys can possibly think of, and the worlds are much more vaster. So it's not a good thing to open up your pineal gland if you just want to have a bunch of kids your whole life. If you don't want to, if you just like working at the strip club, and then after the strip club days is over because you're getting older, you just got to find something of that other degree and the job field that pertains to sex. Don't do this. Do not open up your third eye. If you like sports on a regular basis, and I'm talking about NFL, NCAA, NBA, you name it, this isn't for you guys. This is for people that is trying to find a way home out of this place and want a visual and audio perspective in their life to change. And this changes. You'll start becoming more peaceful. Shit won't bother you as much. You'll just know things. You'll know information and it'll just pour into you. Then here's the thing that I beef with some people on the internet, how they say that opening up your third eye is a bad thing, and started channeling information, and then we tell you, you guys are gods, because it's the fucking truth. You guys are gods and goddesses, and y'all don't understand how this works and how you create material matter in this place and it sticks in the dream world. Y'all guys are gods and goddesses. I don't know how else to explain this. You're living our lives through other love stories of our understanding. And you guys are living through us as we have to live through you guys. And you share our consciousness. You all guys can have access to God's consciousness at any given will. And there's something here that tells you you just don't need to go that far. You don't need to take it that far. And then here we go. Jesus is Lord, and I follow my Lord Jesus. That's just the same as following Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha Gautama was just a man just like Jesus was. All right, he's just a hell of a teacher. Both of them are. But that doesn't make them the Lord. They are a Lord by being nobly born, but not the Lord eternally. As the Lord resides inside of their consciousness, as they have access to it. So accessing divine information is part of opening up your pineal gland. Now, you can open up your pineal gland and access demonic hierarchy. Whatever floats your boat. You can do whatever the hell you want here. If you want to open up your third eye and be a Satan worshiper that doesn't exist because you're just worshiping Mar and all of his understandings, that's fine. Whatever floats your boat. However you want to bridge the gap between yourself and the spirit in between space in this place, then that's whatever. We're not asking you to decalcify your pineal gland and go do bad shit with it. That's not what we're asking you to do. If you're going to decalcify your pineal gland, you want to have a third eye opening, use it for the right manner. Because there's a lot of people that open up the third eyes for the wrong reason here, guys. A lot of them. And you know them as illusionists. We're going to teach the illusionists a thing or two about miracles, between miracles and illusions. All right, anybody can manipulate an illusion in here, but to be able to perform miracles is something that this place is, everybody here knows about it. That's not just human, but demon kind too. So we're walking miracles. We're not walking illusionists. We don't do tricks. We're not some circus. We don't do this for money. We do this for free. So anyways it goes, again, as I stated before, if you don't want your life to change for the better, don't decalcify your pineal gland. If you like everything that you like, as far as binging, watching episodes of shows, to, like I said, consorting with multitudes of people on a regular basis and having a bunch of kids, this isn't for you guys. I mean, seriously, this isn't for you. And it's not for everybody. This is for people that want to know life's conundrums. This is for people that wants to know the thought experiment inside of their mind. Everybody is inside of a subspace, inside of another subspace, inside of another subspace. And it's how much you want to get out of here. And connecting to us and opening up this is key element. Because everybody in heaven has a third eye, always constantly open. So if you want to become more divine, open up your third eye. If you want to become more demon and open up your third eye, you can do that shit too. Just remember, guys, inside of this place, everything that you do will come back 10,000-fold. This shit will come back to you 10,000-fold. I'm walking proof of it. I've done a lot of bad shit in my time, and boy, did it bite me in the ass. But here's the thing. Don't open up a third eye and then start doing some shit you ain't got no business doing. That shit's really going to bite you in the ass when you detach from your mortal coil. So, guys, in this place, you're always constantly being watched, observed. Your thoughts are watched and observed. Your actions are watched and observed. And it's all about what you take in our information and then project it outwardly in a better and more positive perspective, guys. All right? Peace out.